AI has been a buzzword that's been going around for quite a while now. I figured I would do a video and give my 2 cents on it because I am somebody who sees both sides of the coin and how it will be both beneficial and kind of scary at the same time. I would say I lean more towards the beneficial side than anything. I really do believe that AI is the future. Well, it's going to be anyway. And I really do hope hope that we are able to do more harm than good with it. Because at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to the humans that get a hold of the AI. Because whoever is fundamental in the early stages of it will be the determinant for how the AI acts. And so here's hoping that the humans who get it are good. So this is an article. This is Artificial Intelligence Challenges and Controversies for U.S. National Security. And I definitely understand this argument. AI is something that is just growing faster and faster day by day. It's crazy to me just how quick the technology is growing because they're using the AI to make AIs better, and it's just this endless cycle of just increasing in speed, and so that's why it's just so important that the people who are in charge of it are good. I really don't know what else to say besides that, or at least have integrity. Because, I mean, we already know that there's a lot of people out there who don't have it and they will try and scam anybody. And I already know that there's a lot of people trying to scam others with this technology. Thankfully, the AI hasn't become too big of a problem yet. It will in the future, though, most definitely, especially as we progress further and further along. And so this just article has a couple of key points. I haven't really read over it, so I'm kind of just going to do this off the cuff here. It says first, education and training of military professionals will undergo a near revolution. Historical experiences of Greek commanders will no longer be available only from books and articles. We will be able to project future commanders backward into the AI version of battles fought by great captains and retroactively change the scenarios into what ifs or counterfactuals to further challenge students and instructors. I think this is kind of cool, to be honest. I think it will be a benefit to the military if they're able to get technology like this to kind of help them see. I mean, nothing is better than real life experience, but in terms of training, it would be able to help them at least see and understand the different scenarios that could and will happen in war and kind of be able to better prepare them for it. Now, obviously, this will be used on both sides, so it will be a positive and negative depending on what side you're on. But I see this as actually more of a positive than anything. I don't, I mean, obviously, there's going to be negatives to everything, but I see this more of a positive than a negative. And it says, second, the human machine interface will be transformed when current AI systems attain maturity and compete with or surpass certain aspects of human decision making, including memory storage, flexibility, and self awareness. Subordinate commanders will find that they are reporting to an AI system that is serving as a surrogate for higher level commanders who, in turn, will be accountable to their superiors for performance as measured by yet another AI system. I mean, that's just where it's going. I mean, the AI is going to get to a point where it is just been fed so much information, has been worked upon and worked upon by other AIs to help build it up, that it's just going to be able to compute more than a human can. At least what we're able to access anyway. Just reminds me of the movie Lucy or whatever, where she's unlocking the percentage of her brain. She's getting close to 100%. She like escapes time or something like that. Obviously, that's not going to happen. At least I think it won't, but it is going to get to the point where it's going to be the AIs being a majority of the decision makings. Now, when it comes to the military, I don't. I mean, it possibly could. I obviously have no idea. but definitely for other systems that we use in our day-to-day lives, a lot of it will be turned to AIs because they'll be able to think about it and spit out an answer in a flash. It says, third, the management of national and military intelligence will face formidable challenges from mature AI systems. AI will make possible the collection of even more enormous amounts of data compared to those already gathered and stored in government servers. Yet AI systems will provide superior tools with which to analyze data collections for timely use by commanders and policy makers. Currently, decision makers are data collection rich and analysis poor. I agree with this. It definitely, it just all feeds back into itself that AI is just so much faster at being able to compute all this stuff because it's been trained to do it. And when you have all these AIs doing the same thing, building each other, overlapping, all this data crunching and analysis all at the same time, it's just inevitable that we would turn to this eventually because it'll just be able to get rid of so much of the busy work that goes on in a lot of the operations of businesses and things like that. So it's to me, it's really a no-brainer that this technology is going to be used, whether people like it or not. It really just comes down to what this technology is being used for, and that's going to be that is the main theme of people's opposing opinions on AI, is how it's going to be used. And then it's like, well, obviously there's going to be some people who abuse it and some people who try to regulate it in a way where it's not overimposing on other people. And it's really just going to be us trying to find a balance of that and hopefully getting AIs that are better than the ones that the people who are trying to exploit people get. It's going to be an AI race in a way. It says, fourth, more wars will be information related in the largest sense. As in the past, countries and terrorists alike will want to acquire intelligence for warfighting and deny it to their opponents. But as AI advances, future commanders and heads of state will increase abilities to influence the views of reality held by their enemy counterparts. They will do this at two levels, by targeting top officials who are responsible for making policy and by swaying mass public opinion in the target country. I understand where this point's coming from. I mean, at the end of the day, wars are won on information. Information is the leading factor in how wars are won because it will give you the step ahead above your opponents. I mean, obviously you need military strength and things like that, but information is king. We all know this. And so it's definitely, people will definitely be using AI for propaganda. I mean, they already are. I mean, I saw the video of the TikTok that somebody did where I think it was Unreal Engine or something like that. They used AI, well, maybe they used AI in Unreal Engine. I'm not sure. They used AI to show the Eiffel Tower burning, and it had like 5.1 million views or something like that in some short amount of time, and people thought it was real. And it's like, see, it's already starting to get into effect. And then you see all the things with AI being used for art to exploit people who are gullible on the internet because they're looking at all these hot girls, and a lot of them are now AI. So it's kind of hard to distinguish because as AI gets better, it's going to be harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not. That's why I definitely am adopting more of a skeptic approach when it comes to things on the internet nowadays. I mean, it's better in general, but especially nowadays with AI because there's going to be people exploiting this for propaganda 100%. There is no way we're getting around that. And now it's going to be up to us to find countermeasures for that as well. It's really nothing there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's going to happen. It's really just trying to minimize that outcome. And it says, fifth, and most certainly AI will speed everything up, including decisions about the use of force and the application of force to particular targets. This means that the first wave of attacks in a war against a major power could focus on space and cyber assets assets. A state denied access to real-time information provided by satellites for launch detection, command and control, communications, navigation, and targeting will be immediately pushed backward into the preceding century as a military power. Accordingly, states will have to provide protection for their space-based assets by launching large numbers of redundant satellites, by placing satellites in orbit to defend against terrestrial and space-based anti-satellite weapons, ASATs, and by developing capabilities for rendezvous and proximity operations for reconnaissance, threat assessment, and repair of satellites. Earth to space and space to Earth communications links will have to be protected and encrypted. This just goes back. I mean, AI is just a means by which we increase the computing power. I mean, that at the end of the day, that's what AI is. It just makes things so much faster. That's why people are able to make these images so quick. It's because it has all this information it already can base it off of, and so it's able to throw something together super quick. And for the military use, it's going to be able to apply it to more real-time situations and things of that nature to spit out different scenarios much faster than a human can. And it really just all ties back into, more important than anything, it's going to come down to who has a hold of these AIs and how the AIs are being used. That's going to be the real war ahead, I believe, more than AI itself. I mean, AI obviously will play a part in it, but it's really going to be the humans at the end of the day, like it's always been. God forbid, since the dawn of time. It's always going to be the humans who get a hold of the new technology, who some will abuse and some will try their best to regulate it. That's just how it's going to be. In a nutshell, I believe AI will be more help than good, at least in the short term. It's really hard to see what it will be in the long-term effects. As I said, AI itself is just a tool for us to use. It's really going to come down to the humans using it. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about AI. AI, I think, is fascinating. It's always fascinating to me. Just the speed at which everything is just speeding up with AI. I think that it's definitely, I mean, it is the future, and I think it's going to be a better future overall. I mean, I obviously don't know everything, but from everything that I've seen, I understand the risks and I understand the rewards. I'm leaning more towards the rewards as of right now, but we'll see as time goes on. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoy doing these videos on articles like this. It's kind of interesting to see what people have to say about it and their concerns, which are valid on both sides. And so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you around. Peace.